Good afternoon, baseball fans. Welcome to Bomber Field and live MCC baseball here on Atomic TV. Today's matchup between the Southridge Suns and the Richland Bombers. It is senior night here for the Richland Bombers and their many seniors who contributed the past 4 years to this Bomber baseball program. We will shortly throw it down to PA announcer Michael Valise as he runs through the lineup and introduces their the senior players and their parents, and their contributions will be recognized by Coach Grant Richardson. Southridge enters 11-6 overall and 7-5 in the MCC. They currently sit fifth in the MCC standings, right behind Walla Walla at 8-6 in league overall. When we're talking about that, we will take a peek at some standings here real quick before we show it down to the PA announcer. There you see tied at the top are the Richland Bombers, both at 10-2, tied with Kennewick. The only trouble is for the Richland Bombers, those two losses are to the Kennewick Lions in a home-and-home series back in March. So Kennewick currently holds the tiebreaker over Richland at that 10-2 mark. Kennewick battles the Hanford Falcons tonight up in North Richland. Kamaikan Braves currently sit at 9-3. They battle Hermiston down in Oregon, south of the border, across the Columbia River. Kamaikan and Richland play this Friday a twin bill at LaPierre Field starting at 2 o'clock, a pivotal playoff seeding matchup for the MCC, and who gets the 1 and who gets the 2 heading into postseason play next Friday around the region. Walla Walla is stagnant this week, or tonight, I should say, with a bye at 8-6 and 10-6 overall. Walla Walla just defeated and split a series against Kennewick, the leading team in the 3A ranks so far in the MCC. So that dropped Kennewick to a 10-2 record with 2 losses in conference play. Southridge is here battling Richland. They currently sit at 7-5 and 11-6 in the MCC. Hanford 6-6 in league. They battle Kennewick, like I said, and then Chiawana, Hermiston, and Pasco round out the standings for the MCC on the baseball side of things. So a pivotal game tonight for the MCC league crown in the 4A versus 3A ranks. It's boiling down to Kamaikan and Richland, and on the 3A side, Kennewick has all but wrapped up the #1 seed of the 3A bids. So we will pause for a second. We'll be right back with our senior night ceremonies. Don't go away. We'll be right back here on Atomic TV. Ooh.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight is a special night as our seniors put on their uniforms for their last regular season home game as Bombers. Each of them has helped shape the team, the program, and the school. Each of you has made memories that you will never forget and made friendships that will last a lifetime. The baseball program and family would like to thank our seniors for their commitments and for helping to make Richland High School a better place. We also would like to thank the parents for their dedication to these boys and for entrusting the baseball program with them over the last 4 years. Now it's time to recognize our seniors. Up first, number 8, Andre Ang. Andre is being escorted by his parents, Dennis and Bessie Ang. After high school, Andre will be attending the University of Washington, where he will study chemistry on the pre-medical track. Next up, number 11, Trey Bush. Trey is being escorted by his parents, TJ and Amanda Bush. After high school, Trey will be attending Columbia Basin College, where he will play baseball and study fire science. Next up, Spencer Green. Spencer being escorted by his parents, Stephanie and Brian Green. After high school, Spencer will start an apprenticeship and become a lineman. Next up, number 14, Charlie John. Charlie's being escorted by his parents, Chuck and Dora John. After high school, Charlie will be attending St. Martin's University, where he will play baseball and major in accounting. Next up, number 2, Drew Johnson. Drew's being escorted by his parents, Kirk and Monica Johnson. After high school, Drew will study to be an electrician for IBEW.
Drew, give the flower to your mom.
That's a nice move.
Up next, number 9, Cooper Jones. Cooper's being escorted by his parents, Craig and Lindsay Jones. After high school, Cooper will be attending Washington State University, go Cougs, where he will play baseball and major in agricultural business. Next up, number 24, Connor Lakey. Connor's being escorted by his parents, Jeff and Haley Lakey. After high school, Connor will be attending Arizona State University. Next up, number 25, Bennett Lehman. Bennett's being escorted by his mom, Lisa. After high school, Bennett will study to be an electrician for IBEW. Next up, number 23, Troy Molna. Troy is being escorted by Josh Molna and Mahea Stewart. After high school, Troy will be attending Everett Community College, where he will play baseball. Next up, number 20, Jace Vobolinski. Jace being escorted by his parents, Tiffany and Paul Vobolinski. After high school, Jace will be attending Arizona State University, where he will study finance to become a financial advisor. Next up, number 12, Zane Wycombe. Zane is being escorted by his parents, Doug and Christina Weigel.
Yeah, you bet. You bet. Thank you, guys. Get out there, get a big picture.
And a few other family members. After high school, Zane will go on a church mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Last but certainly not least, number 18, Avery Williamson. Avery's being escorted by his parents, Brian and Tony Williamson. After high school, Avery will be attending Corbin University, where he will play baseball and study business. Gentlemen, as you move on to the next step of your life, understand that hard work pays off. Trust in your ability no matter what challenges you face, and always look forward. Be thankful for the people around you, and know that they have helped make you the man you have become. And remember, once a Bomber, always a Bomber. One more time for our seniors, ladies and gentlemen.
Can we get everybody? Need them to squeeze more?
They all need to get done.
We need y'all to love each other. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Got it? Look there, not here.
Troy Muldo's playing at every college where the state championships this year.
Good, all right, thank you guys.
Remember, tradition never graduates.
That was the one that totally blew us away. We didn't see that. She won MVP for the
Oh, okay. Yeah, well.
she was first team all league, so she got a full ride to Southern North University down there. She doesn't want to do Division I or Division II. So she's happy with it. In Division II, it's my plan. You know, and she figured out how to pay for it. So win-win for me. You know? So yeah, but I mean, college is really open the door. I don't know what Grace wants to do long term, but you know, hopefully get something out of high school. Yeah. But are you doing the recruiting stuff? No. Does he want to know where to start? So we had to spend money.
Yeah, I saw you get into this. I thought you were going over. I would have come to help you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Good?
Stay in business?
Yeah. Always. No, it's not every night. Usually just like one or two things a week. So it's not, as far as like after school activities. But now it's been little wrapped up with like after like all the work stuff and senior stuff and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. But pulling her in. What was it? She was an assistant principal after she left to do the residential thing. Yeah, it's great. I am moving to Enterprise. Yeah, they as an assistant, they wanted to do a shuffle. So I will do Yeah, I've been applying. Like I played at Southridge, I played at.
Welcome back to Bomber Field, live baseball here on Atomic TV between the Richland Bombers and the visiting Southridge Suns. The Suns wearing their navy tops and gray pants. The Bombers wearing their gold tops and white pants. Again, we'll revisit some of the league standings, as some of you might not have tuned in early enough to catch it before the senior night festivities had concluded. The Richland Bombers entering tonight's game 14-3 overall record and a 10-2 league record, tied atop the MCC with the Kennewick Lions, who also sit at 10-2 but only have 2 overall losses. Richland's third coming at the expense of the Mercer Island Islanders. And unfortunately for the Richland Bombers, standing at second overall, those 2 losses were to the Kennewick Lions back in March, I should say. Southridge enters tonight's game 7-5 with 11-6 overall record, and they are 1 game back of the Walla Walla Blue Devils for that second 3A seed as the playoffs start not next week, but the end of next weekend. And the Richland Bombers are battling the Kamaikan Braves in that 10-2 and 9-3 2-3 slot for the number 1 overall seed for the 4A state playoffs. We'll pause momentarily for the national anthem. We'll be right back here on Atomic TV.
Thank you. On deck at Tuesday night tilt, Suns, Bombers, next. Bombers on 3! 1, 2, 3! Fire! Here come the Bombers!
As our pregame festivities have concluded, we will see the Richland Bombers take the field, and on the bump today, Troy Molna, the senior pitcher, number 23. So we'll preview the starting lineups from high atop Bomber Field. Out in left field, number 5, John Simons. In center, number 7, Race Reeves. Out in right field, number 2, Drew Johnson. Around the diamond at third, number 10, Chris Daniels. The senior shortstop, Jasvo Polinsky, number 20, Manning short. John Corbin sits between first and second. He will play second base. Dallas Bennett starting in the field at first base. And behind the dish is Cooper Jones. We'll take a look at the starting lineup for the Southridge Suns. Leading off will be Hawkins, then Martin, Hendrickson, Gaskins, Geyer, Palmer, Simon, Wingert, and Hong. You'll see those positions that they will play on the right-hand side, and they are managed by Tim Sanders. For the Southridge Suns, if you want to find offensive production, you're going to find it in the form of A.J. Hendrickson and Max Martin. Hendrickson batting .458, Max Martin .512. Max Martin has 16 hits on the year, A.J. Hendrickson 22 hits, and they control the majority of the Suns' offensive production. Max Martin batting in 16 runs, A.J. Hendrickson batting in 18. Hawkins will lead it off here for the Suns. Troy delivers the first pitch, foul down the right field line for the first strike of the contest. Hawkins batting .267 on the season. He takes strike 2 on the outside corner. Molna winds and fires, and Hawkins with strike 3, and the first Sun is retired. We just talked about offensive production for the Southridge Suns. Here is one of their offensive producers in Max Martin, as he takes strike 1 from Molna. Again, 5-12 on the year, 16 hits, 5 home runs on the season, 11 walks, and 16 RBI as he whiffs it strike 2 on the breaking ball from Molna. Most notably this season, hit a walk-off home run for the Southridge Suns in a home contest earlier this season. He looks at ball 1 on the outside. And the 1-2 to Martin. Breaking ball in there, looking, strike 3. So the first 2 from Molna are sent right back to the dugout. AJ Hendrickson now steps in for the Southridge Suns. Again, he .458 on the year, 22 hits, 9 doubles as he connects with 1 and lifts 1 in the left field. That will be just foul out of the reach of John Simons, but thankfully just a long strike. Hendrickson with 11 extra base hits on the year. 13 extra base hits on the year. 9 doubles, 2 triples, and 2 home runs. One of those actually being an inside the park home run. And Hendrickson leads the Suns with 18 RBI. Pitch number 2 from Molna. Didn't break back into the plate. Takes ball 1. 1-1 now to Hendrickson. 2-1 now for Molna. Henderson lifts 1 to left field, this time in fair territory. Simons glides over and catches the fly ball for out number 3. So no runs, no hits, no errors for the Southridge Suns in the top of the first. We will come to the bottom of the first, and the Bombers will be having their first steps. We'll be right back here on Atomic TV.
All right, yeah, I will. All right, see you later.
On the mound with the Suns, number 27, Broden Palmer.
Welcome back to Mid-Columbia Conference Baseball, here live from Bomber Field on Atomic TV. The last regular season game of the year for the Richland Bombers here at Bomber Field, front-loaded a little bit with their home contests. After tonight's game, they'll travel over to LaPierre Field in Kennewick and take on the Kamiakin Braves and the Twin Bill. That being Friday at 2 and 4 o'clock, and those being crucial games for the MCC 4A number 1 seed heading into the playoffs. On the mound for the Southridge Suns, number 27, Broden Palmer. Southridge's ace, 35 2/3 innings on the year at 2.55 ERA and 41 strikeouts on the season. Take a quick look At the starting lineup for the Richland Bombers, Cooper Jones will lead it off, the senior catcher, followed by Volpolenski, Corbin, Daniels, Johns, Bennett, Reeves, Simons, and Johnson. Cooper steps in and faces Palmer for the first time. Palmer winds and fires and almost clips Cooper's jersey. It'll just be a ball to head off the count. Jones rebounding as of late in the batter's box. Had a home run at Chiawana last Friday. But on the season batting 288 with 16 RBI. So a 2-0 count for Jones facing Palmer at high and inside for ball 3. Games across the MCC tonight. 4-10 Chiawana faces 0-12 Pasco at Pasco on the east side. Those being league standings as Cooper will take his base and a free 90 feet as Palmer leads off the game with a walk. We'll get a courtesy runner for the catcher Jones. That'll be number 8, Andre Ang. Ang leads the Bombers this season with 10 stolen bases of the Bombers' total 54. We've watched the Bombers all season long. It wouldn't be surprising at all to see Ang take off here as Palmer goes from the stretch anticipating that. Second and shortstops on alert. Palmer delivers. Jace squares around, lays a bunt down right back to the pitcher, and Jace will just be thrown out by the pitcher Palmer, but he moves Andre Ang 90 feet, just like he was told to. Let's go to the 3-hole, and John Corbin, number 17, batting .438 on the year, leading the team in RBI and runs with 18 and 21 respectively. Palmer delivers pitch number 1, and that's fouled straight back. Again, around the MCC, 10-2 Kennewick is battling Hanford up north in Richland. Hanford sitting at 6-6 on the year in conference play. And Kamaikan at 9-3, traveling south of the border as Palmer turns and gets Andre Ang back to second base. Battling the 2-10 Hermiston Bulldogs south of the Washington border in Hermiston. Palmer winds and fires, delivers ball 1. 1-1 the count. Try to bring you updates as best we can on those MCC games, especially the ones concerning the Richland Bombers and the Kamaikan Braves. Palmer delivers the 1-1. That's in the dirt outside. Catcher loses sight of it, and Andre Ang takes the opportunity to steal his 11th base of the season. As Ang is only 90 feet away now for Corbin. Again, Corbin leads the league in RBI with 18. See if we can turn it to 19 here. Palmer with a 2-1 count. High and inside, just like the majority of his pitches have been so far early in this contest. 3-1 now. Palmer fires, Corbin knocks one through, and that will score Ang on an RBI single by John Corbin, bringing in his 19th run of the season. And the Bombers are on the board 1-0 here in the bottom of the first. We'll bring up number 10, the junior Chris Daniels, roaming third base for the Richland Bombers. Daniels hitting .395 on the year. Palmer takes his time and delivers strike 1 on the inside to Daniels. Daniels with 9 doubles on the year. One of the Richland's 2 home runs. As he takes ball 1 high and inside. Daniels now trailing just John Corbin in the RBI category before that one at 17. Corbin gets ushered back by a Palmer, and Palmer throws it way to the fence. Corbin takes 2. He's rounding second and taking third. And 180 feet is given up by Palmer without even throwing a pitch. So an unforced error by Palmer moves Corbin from first to third. Scoring position for Chris Daniels. And with the amount of innings that Palmer has pitched for the Southridge Suns, 35 2/3, now 36 innings. Daniels connects on the pitch, and that will drop in front of the center fielder, Max Martin. Max Martin throws it home and try to prevent Corbin from scoring, but he doesn't. And John Corbin scores to double the lead for the Richland Bombers, 2-0 here in the bottom of the first. So Daniels scores Corbin, and brings his RBI total up to 18. And Corbin with his 22nd and team leading run on the season. Charlie Johns now stepping in. He faces ball 1 in the dirt from Palmer. What I was alluding to before Daniels' RBI single there was Broden Palmer, 36 innings pitched, 37 hits given up, and 24 runs coming into tonight. Now that being 26 on the year. Palmer with a 1-0 chopper to second base. Second base bobbles it and only can throw Daniels out at second base and can't turn 2, but they get 2 outs here on the chopper from Johns to the second baseman. Now in an unfamiliar spot for Dallas Bennett. He's not the ace on the mound tonight. He is in the batter's box for the Richland Bombers in the starting lineup. Johns takes his lead at first. Palmer throws, and Bennett will fly out to center field to end the inning. So 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base for the Richland Bombers in the bottom of the first. We'll come back for the top of the second, back from Bomber Field here on Atomic TV.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm like, I knew you from somewhere, but I'm like, why can't I not fit the child?
Yeah. You know who Colson is? Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, he's tall, like really tall.
Yeah.
Standing right out there, actually.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Kelly told me she used to work with you.
Yeah.
That goes a while ago. You're not there anymore, though.
No, I left there in, oh gosh, I haven't been there probably 6 years.
Really? Yeah, I didn't know Dallas at all until he played a few JV games. He's fun to watch.
Yeah, he is fun to watch.
He's a neat kid.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. Luke, over here, bud. Luke, over here. Luke, Eric, right here. God. You were, dude. You're looking at the left. What do you think? I mean, what did they do?
Order back to Bomber Field. This matchup between the Suns and the Bombers, leading off for the Southridge Suns. Be number 14, Tyler Gaskins. Junior catcher. High ball 1. He turns away to avoid it. Molnar with the 0-1, fouled away to the right. Bring up a 1-1 count now on Gaskins. Gaskins batting 325 on the year. 13 hits, 6 RBI, and 7 runs. As Molna delivers the 1-1, that's chopped over to Corbin. Corbin gathers and throws over to Johns, or for to Bennett, excuse me, for out number 1. Now stepping to the plate, number 2, Austin Geyer. Junior outfielder for Southridge, 333 on the year. Molna's first pitch, high in the zone, ball 1. Grant Richardson changing up the lineup a bit. So used to Charlie John standing over at first base. And remember the Dallas Bennett was there to receive the out from Corbin. Now 2-0 count on Geyer. Molna fires outside. Ball 3. 3-0 count now on Geyer. Molna on the year, only 6 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned at a 3.23 ERA in his senior season. Throws a 3-0 in for a strike, and that will be 3-1 now. Swing and a miss from Geyer, and that fills the count up 3-2. Full count Molna from the stretch, fouled away by Geyer. The wind and the pitch by Molna. In there, swinging, strike 3 by Geyer. And he will head back to the batter's box just like the first inning started off for the Suns. Broden Palmer now stepping in for Southridge, number 27, senior pitcher. He takes first pitch, ball inside for Molna. Palmer 294 on the season, 7 RBI, 7 runs. Palmer connects and lifts one into center field. Race Reeves hovering over, and he will catch it for out number 3. So 1, 2, 3 for the Suns, just like the first inning, and we will come up in the bottom of the first, or bottom of the second inning, as the Richland Bombers try to increase their lead. Live here on Atomic TV. Welcome back to Bomber Field and Mid-Columbia Conference Baseball here on Atomic TV between the Suns and the Bombers. Leading off the bottom of the second for the Bombers, number 7, Race Reeves, center fielder, who had the put out to end the top of the second inning for the Southridge Suns. So Reeves steps in, will face Palmer for the first time tonight. Palmer winds and fires, and a little bit outside, but called a strike by the umpire. 0-1 count now. As Reeves bends over to fix a pad. Race batting 342 on the year. Palmer winds and fires, and Reeves shoots one towards the dugout. That's gathered by Dallas Bennett. 0-2 count now early on Reeves. Palmer winds and delivers. High ball one. The 1-2 count to Reeves. Connects and lifts one just over the Southridge Suns shortstop head for a single as he leads off the bottom of the second here for Richland. John Simons now steps in for the Bombers. Reeves' junior outfield compatriot. Simons 391 on the year. 12 runs, and Reeves takes his lead at first. Simons turns, squares, bunts, fouls it over the screen, almost hits press box window. Thankfully he didn't. Again, the Bombers, for the last 30 years or so, experts in small ball. See if Simon squares around again. He doesn't. He connects and lifts one into right field. Oh, loses one in the sun. Does Simon in the outfield, and he lets it drop. That's Simons reaching second base, and Reeves reaching third on the sun ball, lifted into right field by Simons. So a bit of a break here for Richland, as that routine fly ball was let drop by Jabari Simon in right field. So instead of 1 on, 1 out, it's 2 on and no out here for Drew Johnson. Drew, the senior outfielder and pitcher, leads the team with a .458 average as he lays down a bunt, just foul as it hits the plate and bounces backwards. Drew faces the 0-1 pitch from Palmer. 2 runners in scoring position here for Richland. High and outside, ball 1. Getting the first opportunity Richland gets, they try to square around, move runners over in scoring position. They got 2 in scoring position now. Try to suicide squeeze here early in Johnson's AB. Fouled it off. Didn't work. We'll see what he does the rest of this at bat. The 1-1 count. Palmer winds. Johnson does square around. Beautifully laid down bunt over the first base line. He'll get an RBI sacrifice and does his job to move Race Reeves across home plate and increase the Bomber lead 3-0. A beautiful bunt laid down by Drew Johnson. His 8th RBI of the year. As that will bring up the leadoff man, Cooper Jones. Sporting the green stirrups here on senior night. Takes first pitch. Strike inside, says the umpire. Cooper's first bat tonight was a walk delivered by Palmer. So he swings and fouls off the second offering from Broden. Quick 0-2 now on Jones. Palmer not worried about Simons at third, focusing on Cooper. Delay enough for Cooper to call time. We will reset. Palmer delivers the 0-2 outside. 1-2 count. One-two from Palmer. In the dirt outside. Now evens the count up at 2. See what Palmer does here with a 2-2 count to Cooper Jones. Cooper Jones connects and lifts one into center field. Max Barton goes over and Basket catches it, but I don't think that's going to be enough. Simons comes home and scores the sacrifice for off the bat of Cooper Jones to make it 4-0 Richland Bombers.
Stepping in the shortstop, number 20, James Bobolinski.
So the 2 leadoff men get on and both come around to score. Doubles the Bomber lead, now 4-0 here in the bottom of the second inning. We'll bring up senior Jace Vopolinski. Takes strike 1 from Palmer. Palmer delivers the 0-1. Outside, just evens the count up at 1 now on Vopo. Palmer the 1-1, outside, 2-1 count now. So Jace faces a 2-1 pitch from Palmer. Jace chops one over the shortstop. Shortstop bobbles it a little bit, gathers and throws, and in time to get Vopolinski at first base. So the Bombers deliver in the bottom of the second just as they did in the first. 2 runs across the plate, 4-0 Bombers. We'll be back with the top of the third here on Atomic TV. As we welcome you back here to Bomber Field for Mid-Columbia Conference Baseball. Both the Suns and the Bombers no strangers to the Final Four and state titles for their baseball programs. As Jabari Simon will step in, number 22 for Southridge. Takes strike 1 from Molna. Same time, the Bombers scored their most recent state title, their 5th in program history in 2018 at the 4A level. Southridge captured their 2nd in program history at the 3A level the same year over in Pasco at Geisa Stadium. Southridge tied for 2nd most state championships in the conference as Simon chops it over to left field and gets on for the first hit of the game for the Southridge Suns.
First baseman
I'll bring up Christian Wingert for Southridge. Molnar from the stretch, looks over to Simon, delivers strike one. Again, Southridge tied for second most state championships in the conference with 2, tied with Kamaikan with 2 and Hanford with 2. Richland, of course, sitting atop the conference with 5 state titles in baseball. Molnar delivers second pitch, low and inside, 1-1 count now. The 2018 title for Southridge was a culmination of 3 years of trying. 2016 they got third, 2017 they got second, and 2018 they got first as Wingert swings lazily through strike 2. So a 1-2 count now on Wingert as Simon takes his lead at first. Molnar delivers, chopped over to Corbin. See what Corbin does with it. He throws over to second base, gets the lead runner. And Simon is thrown out for out number 1 as Wingert reaches on the fielder's choice. I'll bring up left fielder Billy Hong for the Southridge Suns. Wingert on first base, so 1 on, 1 out for Southridge here in the top of the third. Molnar winds, fires, Hong squared around, but a ball was high and outside. Pulled it back for ball 1. Molnar winds and fires. Hong delivers again. Jones's throw down to first to try to get Wingert. Wasn't in time. Good attempt there by Cooper Jones. Molnar now, the 1-1 pitch to Hong. No square this time. Wingert goes down to second on the pass ball. Does he get there in time? No, he does not. He's off the base and thrown out by Cooper Jones. What a throw by Jones, recovering with the pass ball. So just like that, it's 2 outs here for the Suns after they had runners on for the first time this inning, or this game, excuse me. 2-1 pitch delivered a strike. 2-2 swinging lazily on the outside pitch. Cooper Jones throws the drop third strike over to Dallas Bennett and records out number 3 for Richland. So good recovery there by Molnar and the whole Richland infield as they limit the Southridge threat. Still 4-0 as we head to the bottom of the third inning here at Bomber Field. Welcome back to Bomber Field. Mid-Columbia Conference baseball action between the Suns and the Bombers. John Corbin leads the inning off for Richland. He's still facing Broden Palmer on the bump for Southridge as he delivers the first pitch strike. Second pitch delivered outside. Corbin swings at it though, and quick 0-2 now on the junior. Oh, 2 now from Palmer to Corbin. Corbin connects, lifts one lazily over to second base, and that's caught for out number 1.
Go to the plate, third baseman number 10, Chris Daniels.
Corbin leads off with a pop out to short or to second base, and brings up his fellow junior Chris Daniels. First pitch by Palmer in the dirt outside. Ball 1. Second pitch in there for a strike. 1-1 now on Daniels. Last time up, Daniels singled on a line drive to center, which scored Corbin. Palmer delivers the 1-1 in there. Moves the count to 1-2 now. Palmer the 1-1. Daniels connects and fouls one off to the left side. No play to be made by third base coach Charlie Moody. Palmer high inside, ball 2. Evens the count up at 2 now on Chris Daniels. Palmer staring down Daniels, begins his windup. High, ball 3. 3-2 now. Palmer shakes off his catcher twice and fires. Daniels connects, lifts one lazily into shallow right field. Second baseman going over and catching it for out number 2. Bring up senior Charlie Johns, number 14. Again, today's designated hitter. Not normally in his first base slot, as was the case earlier this season. Two down now for Johns. High and outside, ball 1 by Palmer. Delivered by Palmer. Outside again, 2-0 now on Johns. Takes his first strike. Johns now facing 2-1 here with 2 down. Nobody on for Richland. High and outside, ball 3. So here the encouragement lob towards Johns from the Richland dugout. He faces a 3-1 count now from Palmer. Fouls one away and fills the count up 3-2. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on for Charlie Johns. It's Palmer from the windup. And we'll walk Charlie Johns for the first base runner of the inning.
Coming to the plate, the first baseman number 6, Dallas Bennett.
Dallas Bennett now digging in for Richland. Again with 2 outs, but a runner on first. Takes inside, ball 1. Breaking ball, maybe two-seam fastball in the outside corner. Didn't catch it though. 2-0 count now. Bennett 0 for 1 on the day, as the catcher will go out and have a conversation with Broden Palmer. Meaning over. Palmer now faces a 2-0 count to Bennett. First strike delivered on the outside corner. Charlie gets his lead on first. I don't think Palmer will remind him though, as he delivers the 2-1. Ball outside, 3-1 count now on Bennett. Palmer delivers. Bennett chops one to third. Doesn't field cleanly by the third baseman. Third baseman throws over to first. And just in time, the umpires are going to have a conference here real quick. He might have been thrown off the bag. See what the umpire says, and he is out. And that will end the inning. Looked for a moment like Wingert got dragged off first base, but not so. We'll go to the top of the fourth here. Bombers 4, Southridge Suns 0. We're back to Bomber Field on a beautiful day here in downtown Richland for some Mid-Columbia Conference baseball. Currently 71 degrees. So we head to the top of the fourth inning. Molina still on the mound for the Bombers, and he'll face Dorian Hawkins of the Southridge Suns. Top of the Southridge order. Hawkins swings through strike one, fouls it off actually. Hawkins led off the game with a strikeout. 0 for 1 on the day as he takes the second pitch as a ball in the dirt. 1-1 count now. Molina's delivery fouled back into the screen. 1-2 count now on Hawkins. Hawkins chops one over to Daniels. Daniels fields it, chucks it over to Dallas Bennett, and that will record the first out of the top of the fourth. I'll bring up Max Martin, the outfielder, center fielder here for the Suns. He connects with the first pitch, lifts it over to second base. Corbin goes under it and fields it for out number 2. So first pitch, fly out to the second baseman. That will bring up A.J. Hendrickson. Martin trying to take advantage of the first pitch fastball. Didn't connect it cleanly though. As Hendrickson take the first pitch, ball. up with 2 down now, and the base is empty for Southridge. Molna throws ball too high. 2-0 count now. Two-0 for Molna. Did he go around? It didn't matter though. It was a called strike by the umpire. 2-1 count now on number 12. Molna throws the ball, actually make the count 3-1 now. Molna winds and fires. Hendrickson fouls it off into the netting. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs now for Hendrickson. Fouls it away. Right side into the Fran-Rich Stadium parking lot. Not getting as many foul balls that way as we did in the Pasco-Richland game. 3-2 pitch from Molna. Fouled again. Hendrickson stays alive here against Troy Molna. Inside, and Hendrickson will take a free 90 feet. And there is 1 on now with 2 out here for the Suns. Tyler Gaskins will now dig in for Southridge. Don't expect Molna to worry too much about the runner. He doesn't. He fires, and Gaskins chops it over to Volpolinski, who'll go short way to Corbin. And that will end the inning for out number 3. So 4 ups and 3 outs there for Southridge. No damage done. We head to the bottom of the 4th. 4-0 Richland. Welcome back to Mid-Columbia Pre-Conference Baseball here on Atomic TV. Some out-of-town scores to deliver. Chiawana Riverhawks defeating the Pasco Bulldogs 13-1 in 5 innings over in East Pasco on the campus of Pasco High School. And up north in North Richland, the Kennewick Lions are up 5-0 over the Hanford Falcons after 3 innings of play. Leading out for the Bombers now will be Race Reeves, the junior center fielder. Palmer still in the game for Southridge as Reeves connects with one, lifts one to center field. Max Martin goes to the left a bit, or to his right actually, and captures the ball for out number 1. We'll bring up John Simons. First pitch by Palmer, breaking ball, gets in there for strike one. For the Southridge Suns, they had a slow start. They had a losing streak of 3. They dropped both in their twin bill against Kennewick, and then again lost to Walla Walla. But recently on a 5-game winning streak heading into tonight's game. Between the 2 games against Richland, they will have 2 games at home against the Pasco Bulldogs as Simons connects and lifts one in left field for a single, and he will reach safely for the first runner of the inning for Richland. That'll bring up the senior right fielder, Drew Johnson. Again, Southridge with a twin bill against Pasco at home as they try to best Walla Walla for that number 2 3A seed. As Drew Johnson looked to square around, but ball was in the dirt for ball 1. And again, the Richland Bombers between now and next Tuesday when they're at Southridge have a important twin bill matchup at LaPierre Field against the Kamaikan Braves. Palmer now 1-0 pitch, high, 2-0 now on Johnson. And only 1 game separates Kamaikan and Richland for that number 1 4A seed. Palmer delivers the 2-0 now. Called strike apparently. Brings the count to 2-1. Two 2-1 pitch, Johnson squares around but doesn't take it. 3-1 count now. Johnson squares but pulls back, but called strike. 3-2 count now on Johnson with 1 on and 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Simons takes off. Strike 3 looking by Johnson, but Simons will reach second safely. So 2 outs now, a runner on second for Cooper Jones. Cooper Jones back up, 1 on second, 2 outs. So he faces Palmer for the 3rd time. Takes first pitch, strike. So here's the encouragement off to Jones' way from the ever-positive Jace Polensky. Cooper now lifts one in the center field, right to where Max Martin was standing, and he'll retire the Richland Bombers with the 3rd out of the inning. So no runs here in the bottom of the 4th. We come back to the top of the 5th. 4-0 Richland Bombers. Welcome back to the top of the fifth now here at Bomber Field, live on Atomic TV between the Suns and the Bombers. Austin Geyer leading off the inning for the Southridge Suns. Molna still on the mound for Richland. Just delivered his 50th, now 51st pitch. He sits at 1-1 count now against Geyer. 2-1 count now as that pitch was delivered high. Two 1 count now on Geyer. Lifts it up, short right behind the plate. Let's see if Cooper Jones can get over to it. He cannot, as it's over and bounces off the concrete for strike two. Geyer steps back in and will face a 2-2 count from Molna. Chops it over to first base. Bennett can't come up with it, and then gets past him into foul territory in the right field. And Geyer reaches safely to lead off the inning here for the Suns.
Now batting the pitcher, 27, Broden Palmer.
Bring up the pitcher, Broden Palmer now for Southridge. That is the first error of the season given to Dallas Bennett. Throw over to first after the pitch, not in time, but a good throw by Cooper Jones. Try to help his pitcher. One 1-0 count now on Palmer. Takes high, ball one. 1-1 count now on Palmer. Stolen bases this season, guys. Geyer has one of Southridge's 16 total. Molna winds, fires, and delivers ball inside. Just to illustrate the difference here in offensive philosophies between Southridge and Richland. Richland 56 stolen bases now on the season. Southridge 16. Fouls straight back, does Palmer. Two pitch now from Molna. In the dirt, throw over again by Jones. Again, not in time to get Geyer. Good snap throw over there by the future WSU Cougar. As Palmer now face a full count from Molna. Palmer connects and lifts one to center field. That will be caught by Race Reeves to record the first out, and Geyer will jog back to first base. Now steps in Jabari Simon for Southridge. Geyer not going. Molna delivers, ball in the dirt, and gets past Cooper Jones. So with all that throwing over, Geyer does walk to second on the pass ball. Geyer on second. Simon in the batter's box for Southridge. One out here in the top of the fifth. So Molna steps off and gets Geyer back to his base. 1-0 now to Simon. High makes it 2-0. And Molna will be talking to pitching coach Charlie Moody. Quick mound visit. Molna from the stretch. 2-0 pitch. Simon lifts one in the left field. John Simons will race under it and collect the second out of the inning for the Bombers. I'll bring up Christian Wingert for Southridge, the first baseman. Quick score update from the Columbia playfields. Richland softball up 2-0 over the Hanford Falcons. Top of the 5th. Actually, that game being played out up north at Hanford. So 1-0 pitch now to Wingert. In there for strike one. One pitch delivered outside. 2-1 now. Molna quickly looks over to Geyer and delivers. Ball 3-1 now on Wingert. Shadow starting to creep past batter's box. Wingert takes strike two. Full count now, 3-2, 2 outs. Runner on second here for Southridge. Ball just disappeared for the sunlight as soon as it enters the home plate area. High and outside, ball 4, and Wingert will take first base. Billy Hong now steps in for Southridge. 0 for 1 with a strikeout his first time up. Molna winds and delivers ball 1. Molna now 1-0. Delivers strike 1, 1-1 count now on Hong. And I believe this is the first, maybe second time that Molna's let 2 runners on at the same time. 1-1 inside. 2-1 count now on Billy Hong. Molna 2-1. Fouls it off, just off the foul pole, or the pole holding up the foul netting, right next to our microphone as you heard it connect. A little bit loud. Apologies for that. 2-2 now for Molna. 2 outs, 2 on. Hong fouls another one off and not grabbed out of the air by assistant coach Nate Ruane. Being error given to the bench coach. Got leather on it, just didn't haul it in. So 2-2 again for Molna. Breaking ball, drops in for strike 3 looking, and Billy Hong is struck out to end the 5th inning. Great job there by Troy Molna to get out of trouble. As we enter the bottom of the 5th now, Southridge will have a new pitcher as Richland enters the bottom of the 5th up 4-0.
Now pitching for the Suns, number 21, Colby Krauser.
Welcome back to Bomber Field on the bottom of the 5th inning between the Bombers and the Suns. New pitcher for the Southridge Suns to start this 5th inning, number 21, Colby Crowther. So Palmer exits with 4 innings pitched, 5 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout. That done on 67 total pitches. So Jace Volpolinski now steps in to lead off the inning for Richland. Takes ball 1 outside. Volpolinski singles 1 in the center field to lead this inning off for Richland. He kind of cheats over to second. Maybe he can take 2. He doesn't and goes back to first. Leadoff single for Volpolinski.
Stepping in, the second baseman, number 17, John Corbin.
John Corbin now steps in for Richland. Runner on first, no out here. Colby Crowther, the senior pitcher, 6 innings only on the year, 6 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned, 5 walks, and 6 strikeouts. Sporting a .350 ERA, as the bobbled ball by the catcher gives Volpolinski a free ride to second. So moves Volpolinski a little bit closer. Crowther delivers ball 1 inside Corbin. 1-1 count now. Crowther looks over to Vopo and delivers. Ball 2 on the outside corner. Crowther from the stretch. Delivers a ball on the outside corner. 3-1 count now on John Corbin. Corbin fouls one off towards third base line, gathered by Charlie Moody.
Hey, stay on top, Johnny.
Three-two pitch to Corbin. Takes the ball outside, and he will occupy first base.
Stepping in the third base, number 10, Chris Daniels.
Stepping in now, the junior Chris Daniels, as he looks over to third base coach Charlie Moody for the signs. 2 on, no out now for the junior. Crowther turns and gets the runners back to their bags. So the first pitch delivered by Crowther as he still looks in towards the catcher. Ball 1 outside. Good job done there by Gaskins to keep it in front of him. Strike 1 delivered. 1-1 count now on Daniels. Again, steps off the mound towards second. And with the small ball that Richland likes to play, not surprised that he stepped off twice. Tim Sanders has faced Richland plenty of times to know that, as Chris Daniels swings through the high cheese for strike 2. Tim Sanders first got the job in 2007 over at the South Kennewick School. Again, with that one state championship in 2018, the same year that head coach Grant Richardson got his as a coach. All delivered in the dirt. 2-2 now on Daniels. Two on, no out here for Chris. He looks at strike 3 on the outside corner, and he'll walk back to the dugout.
Coming to the plate in the age of 14, Charlie John.
So 1 out now for Richland. Charlie Johns digging in.
Come on, Chuck.
Takes strike 1 in the outside corner. Time called by Gaskins, Southridge catcher. Go out and visit Crowther. Again, steps off the mound towards Vopolenski. Nobody occupying second base on the fielding side, but steps off and gets Jace back to second base. So he looks in, delivers the 1-0. The runners take off. The throw over to third doesn't get Vopolenski as it's high and outside. Given towards Palmer, now playing third base, and the runners advanced 90 feet. Brings the Bomber steal total up close to 60 on the year. Now 2 runners, both in scoring position for Charlie Johns as he calls time with a 1-1 count and 1 out. Charlie fouls one off to the left side into Franrich Stadium. Franrich being named after the football complex here, as he was the first coach for Richland football to win over 100 games. He is also the baseball coach in his time here at Richland. 430 wins in his career, as that's fouled away on the left side as well. Back in the day, Richland only had 2 coaches for their 3 major sports. Coach Daywald, basketball, and Franrich coached football and baseball. Chopped by Daniels over to the shortstop. A run will score, but Daniels will be thrown out on the 6-3 putout. But he increases the Bomber lead to 5-1 now. So job done in the sense that Richland increases their lead. As Dallas Bennett now steps in for Richland. And manager Tim Sanders will go visit the mound and consult his pitcher. So Bennett will step in to face Crowther for the first time. 2 outs here, runner on third for Dallas Bennett. Ball outside. One 1-0 pitch now to Bennett. Takes ball 2 in the dirt. So Fran Risch is a baseball coach, 430 wins and 16 conference titles for Richland back before they had state championships. Otherwise, I'm sure Richland would have more than 5 at this point. Dallas chops one down the left field line. Easy grounder picked up by third base coach Charlie Moody. Richland baseball, only 4 coaches since 1945 at the helm of their baseball program. Bennett takes ball 3 in the dirt. Lineage strong here at Richland. See what Bennett can do with Corbin at third. Ball taken outside, and Dallas Bennett will take a free first base. We'll bring up junior Race Reeves.
Now batting, center number 7, Race Reeves.
As I alluded to before, Richland creeping up to that 60 stolen base mark for a team as a team on the year. See what Dallas Bennett does here at first base with 2 gone. A dropped pitch by the catcher. We'll have Dallas take second base. So 2 on, both in scoring position now for Race Reeves. Inside, pass ball gets by Gaskins, and Corbin slides under the tag by Gaither for the Bombers' 6th run of the contest. So a pass ball by Gaskins and Crowther, couldn't apply the tag in time to get Corbin. Now 6-0 Richland. Bunt shown by Reeves, but high and inside, ducked out of the way. Crowther delivers ball outside, and that will be ball 4. Another 1st and 3rd situation for Richland late here in the 5th inning. bring up Brace Reeves' fellow classmate, John Simons.
Now batting on field number 5, John Simon.
Simons chops one right between the shortstop and the third baseman, and that will plate Dallas Bennett and increase the Bomber lead by 1, 7-0 Richland.
Stepping in the right field number 2, Drew Johnson.
And that will bring up the senior Drew Johnson. 2 on and 2 out now for Richland. Plated 3 so far here in the bottom of the 5th. Johnson lines one and grounds one right to the second baseman, and he throws over to first for out number 3. So 3 runs in the bottom of the 5th for Richland, 7-0 as we head to the top of the 6th. Welcome back to Bomber Field as we head into the top of the 6th inning. Bombers lead the Southridge Suns 7-0. Score update from up north at Hanford High School. The Hanford Falcons dropping their contest against the Kennewick Lions 11-0. Ambrose Driver got the win. Ryan Hawkins leads the inning off for Southridge. Molna delivers first pitch ball outside. So that improves Kennewick's conference record to 11-2 and 15-2 overall as Hawkins lifts one to the Fran Rich Stadium parking lot. Hanford will drop to below 500 in conference and a 9-7 overall record. High pitch delivered by Molna. 2-1 count now on Hawkins. Another ball delivered by Molna. 3-1 count now. So Hanford and Chiawana battling for that 3rd overall 4A seed as Hawkins lifts one to right field. Drew Johnson backs up just a little bit and catches it for out number 1. Now stepping in for Southridge, number 23, Max Martin. And despite the 7-0 score and 1 hit for Southridge, there's one guy who can turn it around for Southridge. It's Martin. He takes ball 1 outside by Molna. Martin and Hendrickson both as Molna has one out here in the top of the 6th. Martin with that big first step, big windup in the batter's box. Has a favorable 2-0 count. He chops one over to John Corbin, short hops him, but he gathers, but can't get it off in time, and Martin reaches safely for the Suns. Short hop John Corbin a bit. Couldn't gather it and get the throw off to first base. So Hendrickson digs in. Martin takes his lead at first. First pitch ball inside. Molna winds and fires, strike one. 1-1 count now. Molna high outside. Ball 2 now. Martin does have 4 stolen bases on the year, but again, different philosophies. When it comes to offensive production, Hendrickson connects with one, but fouled into the Richland bullpen. It's just a long strike 2. Two-two count now from Molna to Hendrickson. Hendrickson connects one, lifts one to left field. Moving over is Simons, and he grabs it for out number 2. Good play there. Quick feet by Simons to get over in time and record the second out of the inning. Bring up Tyler Gaskins. First pitch gets back. Gaskins in the back as he tries to avoid it, but can't. And that will bring out head coach Grant Richardson. Looks like the day will be done for Troy Molna. A good effort tonight by Troy Molna. 5 2/3 innings, 1 hit, no runs. The 2 on base are his responsibility, though, as he's walked 2 and struck out 5 in his senior night pitching performance. So coming in relief for the Richland Bombers is number 24, Connor Lakey. As he warms up, we'll step aside real quick. It's the top of the 6th inning. Bombers 7, Suns 0.
Now pitching for the Bombers, number 24, Connor Lakey.
Welcome back to Bomber Field here in the middle of the top of the 6th inning. So you might have heard through the ambient audio while Connor Lakey was warming up in relief for Troy Molna. Richland softball getting the 12-0 victory up north at Hanford. Good job, Lady Bombers. So Lakey has 2 on and 2 out as he delivers a first pitch strike on the outside to Austin Geyer. Lakey looks over to second. Second pitch, breaking ball. Doesn't catch the zone though. Evens the count up at 1. Ball outside, 2-1 now on Geyer. Fourth pitch from Molna. In the dirt again. Jones gathered it and faked the throw to first. 3-1 count now. Geyer delivers and lines out right to the first baseman, Dallas Bennett. And Richland escapes the jam. Connor Lakey breathes a sigh of relief. And we enter the bottom of the 6th inning. Top of the lineup coming up for Richland as the Bombers lead 7-0. Welcome back to Bomber Field as we start the bottom of the 6th inning. Leadoff man is up for the Bombers, and Cooper Jones as he takes ball 1 high and outside. Crowther still on the mound for the Southridge Suns. Cooper hits one to the shortstop. Shortstop goes over and gathers it, but I don't think he has enough mustard on the throw. He does not, as Cooper Jones reaches base safely to lead off the bottom of the 6th. Now we'll bring up Jace Vopolinski. So courtesy running now for Cooper Jones is number 16, Colson Mackey.
Stepping in, shortstop number 20, Jace Vopolinski.
Vopolinski steps in for Richland, takes swinging strike 1. Vopo 1 for 2 on the day as he takes ball 1 in the dirt. Time called by the catcher. Pitcher wants a new, fresher baseball. Popolenski lifts one into right field. Right fielder hovering under it. It's not Simon out there this time, as he grabs it for out number 1.
Now batting, second baseman number 17, John Corbin.
We'll bring up John Corbin. Runner goes, and Colson Mackey will reach second base safely as the throw gets behind into center field, but no further damage done. As Mackey reaches base, his second stolen base of the year. Corbin takes one inside, and that connects with him. And hit by pitch will give Corbin first base.
Now batting, third baseman number 10, Chris Daniels.
Chris Daniels now stepping in for the Bombers. Daniels 1 for 3 with an RBI on the day. Crowther steps off again. 2 on, 1 out now. Here for the Bombers, who lead 7-0 as Daniels takes a hack through the first pitch.
Oh, no. Let's go, baby. Nobody better.
Brings up 0-1. Runner goes, ball in the dirt again. And the runners advance each 90 feet into scoring position. Time called by Gaskins as he goes to visit Crowther. Changing up signs, no doubt. So the runners advance into scoring position for Daniels, who has 18 runs batted in on the year. Captured that 18th in the first inning of tonight's game. You got Mackey at third and Corbin at second. Daniels connects with one into the gap in left center field. That will get down and hit the wall, and that will plate 2 runs and increase the Bomber lead to 9-0 now in favor of the green and gold. So Daniels gets his second hit of the game and his third RBI. Now we'll bring up number 14, Charlie Johns, with 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. As the junior Daniels stands and gets his lead at second. High and outside, ball 1 for Charlie Johns. Crowther steps off again. pitch to Johns. Johns fouls one off to the left side into Fran Stadium. One-one pitch. Johns grounds it over to the second baseman, throws over to first, and Johns is retired to record the second out of the inning. But Chris Daniels moves over to third.
Now batting, first baseman number 6, Dallas Bennett.
Dallas Bennett will dig in for Richland. Dallas Bennett right by the third baseman, and that gets by him, and he will plate the winning run for Richland as they will win this one against Southridge 10-0 on the RBI single by Dallas Bennett. So a 10-0 victory here for the Richland Bombers increases their record to 15-3 on the year and 11-2 in the MCC. Didn't get a score from down south in Hermiston, so we don't know where the Richland Bombers stand against the Kamaikan Braves, but they'll meet Friday at 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. at LaPierre Field over in Kennewick for a pivotal 2 games to decide the first and second seeds going into the 4A state playoffs. So a team that bats .330 on the year in the Southridge Suns is held to 1 hit by Connor Lakey and Troy Molna, who gets the start and gets the win on senior night. Troy Molna, final line, 5 2/3, 1 hit, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Connor Lakey, just that 1/3 of an inning needed to be recorded in the stat book. And for the Southridge Suns, Palmer gets handed the loss. 4 innings pitched, 5 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout. So a 10-0 6-inning game here, win for the Richland Bombers as they increase and improve on their lead in the Mid-Columbia Conference standings. And the Southridge Suns drop to 7-6 on the year and 11-7 overall. That'll do it from Bomber Field here. Bombers win again, 10-0. We'll see you in the playoffs here live from Bomber Field. Again, catch the Bombers next in play in Kennewick against Kamaikan on Friday for 2, and at Southridge next Tuesday for the return trip. Again, Bombers 10, Suns 0. Good night, everybody.